Hey, how are you feeling? Still a little groggy? Okay, I understand. The other doctors tell me that you took quite a bump to the head. Is that right? Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Okay. Okay. So, that's completely understandable. Um, well, I'm just gonna let you know that you are in very good hands. My name is Dr. Ash, and my job today is basically give you a mental acuity test. Have you heard of that before? So, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some very basic questions. Some are very easy, some are a little bit more challenging. And uh, basically, that's just to make sure that really nothing went wrong inside your brain when you bumped your head or when the doctor kind of patched you up. Because from what I understand, the doctor did already do the stitches and everything. Is that right? Yeah. Um, if you don't mind, can you show me where exactly the? My apologies. Before I get in touch your scalp, sanitize. Could you show me exactly where the bump was? So right on the back. Okay. Um, is it alright if I touch you? Thank you. I just want to make sure that the everything was done properly. I obviously believe my coworkers, but just wanted to make sure. Give it a double. Nothing wrong with a second set of eyes. So, okay, I'm just having a look. Yeah, okay. Part of my chair. Does that hurt when I do this? What about this? Okay. Yeah. You definitely took quite a bump there. The CT scan didn't show any sort of concussion, so you're all right there, but just gonna leave a bit of a scar. Before I get into the questions, I'd like to have a look inside your eyes. Well, actually, just at your pupils. Are you sensitive at all to bright lights? No? Okay. If you could, just stare at the wall behind me. If my flashlight would work. There we go. Stare at the wall behind me. Okay. Alright. It's very good. I do apologize. We're in the process of transitioning systems for our records at the moment, which unfortunately for me means I have to double up on notes, so I'll be typing your results as well as writing them. And we'll go from there. Yeah, it doesn't really affect you in any way, but just more work for me. So, keyboard, get that ready. Alrighty, so, a very difficult question to start out with. What is your full name? And how about your date of birth? Thank you. And what's your home address? Okay. What's the zip code on that? Okay. I know it's local, but can't remember all the zip codes. You know how many I hear throughout the day? Oh yeah, I don't need to double up on these notes. Obviously, I'm just writing these down and I'll put them in the system later. What's your phone number? I'll have to double up when I actually start the exam. And do you have an email address? Okay. That at Gmail. Okay. Great. So we are going to start with the test, and the first thing I want you to do is I want you to remember 3 words for me. So I'd like you to remember the words Chevrolet, zebra, and honesty. Do you remember those for me? Great. Could you repeat them back to me right now? Good. The next thing I want you to do is give me one moment. I'd like you to take particular attention to this bottle of hand sanitizer. Have a look at it. Take special note of the color of the cap, the color of the actual hand sanitizer, the color of the logo, what the logo actually says, the things on the bottle, things like that. So just memorize that for me, okay? Good? Okay. I'll ask you about that later. Who is the current president of the United States? Okay. Who was before him? Who was before him? And who was before him? Oh, almost got you. You got it right. Good. Okay. Let me jot down that in my keyboard, the computer. Oops. Okay. Got all that right. Let me see here. Just having a look at the questions we have to go through. What'd you have for breakfast this morning? Doesn't have to be exactly. I mean, if you can't really remember, just a rough guess, maybe. What do you usually have? Okay. Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually. Okay. What city were you born in? Good. I have no idea if you're lying to me or not. I said good because you gave the answer quickly and concisely, which tells me that you're not lying. It's a couple things we have to pick up on as our job as doctors is you learn a thing or two about people lying. You know how many people come in here and they're like, "We've got this issue and I've got that issue," and they don't. You learn a thing or two. But no, you told the truth there, so that's great. Let's see here. Jot down a couple of those. Just it's a little awkward here. Yeah, I'm not used to having to take double notes, but unfortunately, you picked the wrong day to do this. This might be a little bit long. Could you repeat after me? No ifs, ands, or buts. Good. And let's see here. I'd like you to take this piece of paper, this one right here, yep, and I'd like you to draw a clock for me. So draw a circle like you would. Good. And put the numbers in the clock like you would. Okay. Good. Set the time to 6:30. Very good. Flip that piece of paper over for me. Thank you. And I'd like you to draw a three-dimensional figure. So let's say a rectangle. So draw. That's not a. Draw a rectangle first, and then make it 3D. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. That was pretty good, pretty accurate. I'm not going to check for the actual dimensions. As long as you understand basically that it's a rectangle or that it's a rectangular prism, then I got it. Okay. So I'd like you to also draw a big circle. It takes up the whole piece of paper. Here, I'll give you a new piece. There you go. Take that piece of paper and draw just a circle that would encompass the entire length of the piece of paper. Horizontal, please. Good. And pretend like that horizontal piece of paper is a map of the United States. Now, if you pretend that, where would Los Angeles be on that circle? Yeah, you could just like dot it. That's okay. Right. Could you label it for me as well? You could just put LA. That's fine. Yeah. And put a P, the letter P, where Philadelphia would be. Good. And how about a label D for Denver? Good. Okay. That seems to be all fine there. Okay. Shut this down. You're doing great, by the way. We're going to get into some tricky questions. If you could take the number 100 and take 9 from that. Good. And 9 from that. Okay. 9 from that. And 7 from that. Good. Yeah, I'm actually terrible at math, so you did better than I would in that problem. That would take me a little bit. Yeah, I always came close to failing math in school. Luckily, I didn't. You got all that correct. Okay. Very good. We're just about done here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I need to ask you before I ask you what those things were that I asked you to remember. Trying to see here. If you could, this isn't really a mental acuity test, but I'd like you to follow my pen with just your eyes and don't move your head, okay? Right here at the tip of the pen, okay? Good. Are you experiencing any double vision at all? No? Okay. Okay, that's good. That I didn't see any issues with that, so that's good. And finally, I would like to ask you, what were those 3 words I asked you to remember? Chevrolet, zebra, and honesty. Very good. And what can you tell me? Tell me 3 different things about that hand sanitizer bottle. Okay. Great. Yeah. You did great. That was very good. I don't see any issues with your mental acuity. You passed that test. We're gonna have you come back, obviously, to look at those stitches, but I don't really see a reason for us to repeat this test, not in the moment at least. If you notice any sort of deficits or anything with your cognition or your mental acuity, please let us know. That would save us a lot of time and effort if you let us know. And also you'd be doing yourself some good there too. I'd like to thank you for coming in and seeing me. You can schedule your next appointment with the receptionist up front. Yeah, that was Dr. Ash. Dr. Ash, that's my name. You have a good one.